Because that's like normal, like that. It's just control. It's not the same strategy of just actually. What trolls are supposed to do? What trolls are supposed to control bridges, and we're not even building those. Like we don't even do good infrastructure. Trolls are in charge of infrastructure, Phil. Like there's a troll toll, and then if you're a goat, you get eaten. And this video is so like when it hit the timeline, like a big pile of shit. When it hit the timeline, I was sitting there and I like looked at it, and the worst, I think the part that got me the most was much like yourself. There was a moment where I was like, "That's what he does," and then I went, "No, fuck that! It's 10:30 on a Saturday. What? Why? 10:30 on a Saturday?" Now here's the best part: is just because of being involved inside the content creation ring the way I do, I was the one who actually got to text Harry Sisson's team to be like, "Hey, FYI, the president just
I didn't have a plan before turning this on.
And I said, no, it's AI. They said, no, not the video. No, it's a real post.
I didn't have a plan before turning this on.
I initially saw it on Blue Sky. I saw it because he posted it on True Social. And let me just describe the video. I'm sure we've been running it in the edit on YouTube, but for our audio listeners, I want to describe the video. It's the President of the United States wearing a crown, F-16, and then is flying over New York City, and then
what the hell is going on, bro?
Thousands of gallons of poop are falling out of the F-16 like bombs. And the first image we see is of a young man in front of a large crowd, clearly like taking a selfie, as poop rains on him and splashes on babies, and then it cuts back to a wider pan shot of the poop raining all over people carrying signs all over Times Square.
Things feel.
So when I saw this, I was like, "What the fuck? What the fuck?" But I texted Harry.
Really surreal.
And I let them know. And then we proceeded to then enter into this weird twilight zone because a lot of people.
I'm watching
the fact that
Crashing Out.
The president was
Phil.
targeting Harry Sisson, but to me, I'm like, I think that was just the image they chose, right? Because he had a viral image on Twitter.
You can watch it with me.
One, it's like it's what we expect from Trump. Two, it continues to like just grow this mindset of he doesn't have to be the president for everyone. If you're against him, or it's not even really against him. If you're not for him, fuck you. Yeah, and it's also happening at a time where like I don't know if you've seen this Argentine beef situation where he's constantly doing all these things that are fucking people that include his supporters, and then he's like, "Oh, but we'll band-aid a situation. We're going to move money here." I saw that they're going to like try and figure out something for air traffic controllers. Well, maybe not. It's fuck up again. I guess it's like the mindset of the White House. But he's like talking about like Argentina.
I don't know what to say because like
our rangers are like, "Can you fucking help?" Like it's just. I don't know. When I saw that,
things are so
it's like,
fucking ridiculous.
It's kind of like the visual embodiment of he's literally shitting on anyone that's not for him.
Like we genuinely don't know what to do because we genuinely didn't believe that this could happen.
Because I think this has been one of the things is that we have allowed ourselves. We have been abused so long by this particular president and his actions, and this is such a general this isn't the first time the president has posted himself wearing a crown. It's not. But the fact that this is clearly a White House strategy, and this is the entire team.
Like I know that
because the food video is insane. If he just posted a picture,
like my mom says, is like we have 3 years of this bullshit, so we better buckle up. And I just feel like we have never collectively, as a country, been through such trauma under a government official since his last term. Like
it didn't even dawn on me that they were showing the Democrats kneeling to King Trump. I thought it was just a bad edit because again, they're not good at art. they're relying on, I think, Grok.
Things are so bad that I think people are just fucking broken. Like people are just like,
all this stuff over the weekend, and I was the fact that the entire machine is just like, yeah, this is just where we are now. It's like nobody. So like where there was reporters started to ask people in DC about this because Harry Sisson himself, as the man who was moved on, did post on Twitter, quote, "Can a reporter please ask Trump why he posted an AI video of himself dropping poop on me from a fighter jet? That would be great, thanks." That got a lot of response on Twitter, on Threads, on everywhere. J.D. Vance, the Vice President of the United States, who's also been labeled a deputy for Donald Trump by BBC, did respond. He quote tweeted and said, "I'll ask him for you, Harry." Like,
what is going on?
It's just such a lame response, but also it's J.D. Vance is trying to step in on all of.
Like, what?
Trying to be the cool guy on the internet. Like, this is the reason why, like, he's been doing a lot more interviews on.
Like, is this the moment?
He's been trying to do more internet stuff. He's trying to like wrangle, I want to say, the 18 to 35-year-old Groyper contingent of the right wing to his side.
Are they? So is he going to be able to do that? Because every time I talk, I see Groypers. They're just like, so about your life. That's all I see.
But also, J.D. Vance had no risk.
Like I'm in.
A few months ago, when there was a rumor that Trump was
this weird
Remember, there was like that one weekend where everyone
survival mode. But I can't act like I'm in this weird survival mode. Like, do we know that we are going through like what are like what our ancestors went through, like just with a technological twist, like fascism a la 21st century.
They don't use J.D. Vance's real face on South Park. They use the real face of almost everybody else who create a caricature that is close to them. They use the chubby cheek little man to represent J.D. Vance. And everyone's like, yeah, because no one respects J.D. Mom didn't respect J.D. Harry Sisson did ask reporters to ask Trump specifically. Reporters on Monday didn't ask Trump because he didn't have a press conference. They did ask Mike Johnson.
Like, I'll be going about my day and things are fine. And then
he was trying to frame the entire No Kings protest as
I'm seeing my neighbors getting evicted.
Right? And so
I'm going about my day. Everything's fine. And then I get a warning that I won't get SNAP benefits next month. I'm going about my day and everything's fine. And I see that the fucking president has bulldozed a portion of the fucking White House.
He is using satire to make a point.
Famed satirist.
This man
The biggest thing he kept saying though, over and over again, is that he's great at social media.
is doing demolition
What's the point? No one asked the follow-up of like, what's the point of shitting all over
on the White
Mike
House.
Johnson's like, so the message was,
And they're just letting him.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Is like I don't think our modern media. I'm seeing on socials people who are beginning to be.
I'm sorry, my fucking ancestors like built that shit.
CNN, modern mainstream class. I don't think mainstream is the right word for it. I'm going to go with classic media. Okay. I don't think classic media still can actually process this. Because
Like, I don't feel like
wrote about this.
not enough people are mad about this shit. Like, fuck the White House, but also like I'm mad that like that is what that's what broke my brain last night was seeing a wall knocked out of the wall by a bulldozer. What? You're not supposed to be here
I don't want to derail this.
after
Everything's derailed. We live in America.
a few years, sir. You are renting this.
The trains, like I don't think the trains are derailing, Bill. Like that's where we are. I think this is what drives me crazy though. The language of
We are too calm.
video is one. I understand the classic allegedly not wanting to take a position on anything, but appeared to be an AI generated video leaves only two choices. One, as you were joking, that the president did actually hop into an F fighter jet and shit all over New York City and Harry Sisson in particular, or that the president of the United States hired a team of CGI specialists and animators and then paid them. We know he doesn't.
It's like I either
He's the most famous man in the world to not pay bills. So like, there's no
don't show
in the world where they're
any
together. But also when
because if I should.
particularly, and I have it here, here's the image of it. This is the picture that Harry posted that was then fed into either Grok or Sora or one of these apps. That image is of him taking a selfie in front of the crowd. The background's the same, everything else. They just animated it. They animated it using AI. It has all the telltale sales of AI. It's so clear. But we're at a point in time right now where the speed, literally, the speed of the gallons of shit is now faster than the processing power of what I would actually argue is the antibodies of the American democratic system, which is supposed to be journalism and journalists.
I don't know what to do.
Like, this is where we're supposed to be stepped into because, hey guys, just so you know, this is literal bullshit. Like what he's doing here, this is the president is pushing. I mean, he dumps brown liquid on protein. Oh, why are they doing this?
I'm constantly having to like talk with people about like the specific words matter. We have like how we frame things, and like there are symbols there. In a world where everyone's kind of just scrolling by really quick, it is important for a place like the New York Times to be very clear about what is actually happening and not do this kind of wishy-washy language. Because you do not know how many people are actually going to click through, or they're not going to see things, or are going to swipe through, and they're like, oh, okay, so he did.
I'm kind of just
So just
hanging out.
posted an AI-generated video on Truth Social showing him dumping shit on American protesters like that. But then it's like but for an organization that's that big, I start asking questions of like, what are the approval processes? Is it just like
It's wild that
because it looks like even the title says post a fake AI video.
the people at the bottom are going to have to be the ones.
Exactly. And the thing that always actually really drives me crazy with social media posts from
Like we,
newspapers is that newspapers used to be really, really good at writing something under 140 characters. They're called headlines. Like the big extra, like when you picture newspapers in the 20s or 30s.
counting on
We have a musical about this. The newsie on the corner. Extra, extra, read all about it.
the community
It's all over America. Like, where is that kid?
to keep things in check. Like I don't know if that
Describing this on their social media
is a
They
possibility.
know, again, the way these things are going.
I don't know if that's a possibility.
If your social media person doesn't realize that people read the top first before they get all the way down to the headline that's been embedded in the article and then looks at the click-through rate, like what are we talking about here? Because
I just want to add, I think it is important that almost like any time we reference these things, that we have to really hit on what he was reacting to. 7 million people getting out to protest him. Because having a reaction to it makes sense. Letting it take away the enormity of what he was responding to, what that represents, the potential networking of that, people not feeling alone, I think is like, we need to do both those things, but we need to not lose that, because I think that's somewhat the point, because it felt like they went on this like concerted trolling campaign of like, let's fucking go on Blue Sky, Blue Sky. These guys are dedicated to different things.
Blue Sky, listen, I love you. I love y'all. You have one of the most boring fucking party I've ever been to in my life. It is so much. It is, no, I'm not stopping. I don't give a shit. What are they going to do? Attack on Blue Sky, Bill? They don't know.
We will find out about it
What the hell
Well,
do we
it's one of the
do?
things actually I realized is the reason why he moved on Henry Sisson, and the reason why the White House is going after all these different things. They are going after the last few libs that are left on Twitter.
Lovers reversed.
Attacks on Harry,
So-
attacks on the right that have often been happening for guys like Hassan Piker,
Know what we do?
Destiny, or others. These are people who are still in the arena with them on specifically Twitter.
Unite.
When the attacks from the right are coming in on that side. They aren't looking at Instagram. They aren't looking at TikTok yet. They aren't looking. They're going on Blue Sky because they're trying to figure out a way to trigger the libs.
It's crazy. The only thing that's going to get us through this
Like, they know that
is
Blue
love.
Sky is, in some people's mind, a safe space. It's not. It's actually a weirdly libertarian dream where you can control and block whoever you want and actually control your feed and blah, 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 blah. It's supposed to be decentralized, but as we saw from so many different things, if AWS goes down.
The only thing that's going to get us through this bullshit is love.
It was just like a little taste of, it feels like if we ever actually go to war with China, like we won't be able to access anything for much as I feel.
Or also, if we ever have a truly megalomaniacal, smart, Machiavellian dictator leader who just wants to go, Jeff, shut it down.
Looking out for the little
while we
people.
figure this out. And this is what you see, right? We saw that in Egypt. We've seen that in Syria. We've seen this across the Arab Spring. We've learned this now in dictatorships across the global South and the world. Is when they've had Belarus, was another one. When they had big major protests, the internet.
If
just
you
just
have
goes down for
any kind of voice or platform,
the messaging getting out would be the best. And suddenly these systems start to drop. off.
use
Nothing
it
that's
to spread love and hope.
It's like, oh God. Yeah, hopefully Elon's algorithm, as he is out here retweeting big titty mechanism.
We need a horned up. Just
Horned
horned up in space.
up in space. As long as Elon's mailing come, he can't hook up anything else. The thing is like looking all this stuff, like the whole thing with Blue Sky and this White House. Remember, J.D. Vance was the first one to set up the Blue Sky account.
We have to drop any type of excess baggage
There were some federal agents
because
I guess, we need to be on social media. We gotta go where the people are.
Right.
So there
it's
were
killing
some of
us.
them out there, but it became when the Trump White House took over, they were just kind of like, these are ancillary things. Like I remember like the TSA being on Threads,
So-
stuff like that. It's like okay, like I use Threads more now than anything else because it's the area where I'm the most comfortable.
This
I found that when I was going to this guy in particular, I also have an
administration is going to do everything in its power to make you afraid and angry and frustrated, and you have to find love, you have to find joy. So, and you know what,
You know, you look at, I kind of see this also with comments on TikTok and everywhere else. We talked about bots in the past.
we are
They come in and they use,
drowning.
if they're sophisticated, they use AI.
We are drowning
and then just reword it back to you.
in
So that they get highly upvoted, so then someone
negative
actually follows the thing and they get-
brainwave activity. We are drowning in negative thought activity. We are drowning in beating dead horses and arguing with each other. And so this is what I feel like I'm being told, because I have fallen victim to being angry as well, right? Because there's a lot of things to be angry about, but you have to transmute that anger.
So I've been posting now about going to the next, like, Instagram.
You have to master
Why can't I just post to one of
those
these
thoughts. You have to reframe your thinking.
That's why you need to use Business Suite. Like, no, but I want to do it on my phone. And have the fun. But that's kind of this whole entire thing. Getting back to the social media, the White
Use
House,
this
the trolling, is you're right in what you said about 7 minutes
time
before I went on this rant about Blue Sky, which was the point and what
to
they've always really done. We've talked a lot.
change
We talk a lot about the White House being able to run distraction campaigns.
or
They
reframe
really want to distract people from. And a big part of this,
your idea of control,
and the joy and the not being alone.
because we have to do something completely different to get out of this time.
10:30 to 1 p.m. depending on which times everyone. There are a lot of
We have to
people
do something completely
There's a lot of
different
people who have kids. There's a lot of people who had family to deal with. They had other events that were on there. They had stuff to do, so they couldn't go.
in order
But
to turn the
also seeing,
wheel.
like, how hard people were in the comments of videos pouring out across social media, where it was amazing. Which is the reason why I crashed out about this next topic, which is, again, is specifically about
We have to
Threads,
find love.
which was some big centrist influencer sharing the same obvious AI protest.
We have to find love.
Over and over and over again. No, wait.
We have to find love. We have to find love. We have to find joy.
They got Ezra 5.2.0. They got, Car Swishers, Seth Abramson.
We have to hold each other's weight.
Known as Medium Boy. I think he was bigger on Twitter before he left over there. I don't know who that is, but his post was the biggest on Threads, 33.8 thousand.
It's not everybody for themselves. Okay. It's not dog eat dog.
6.5 thousand likes. Seth Abramson had
If you're not
I did
part of the elite or upper echelon, it's not dog eat dog. That's what they want you to think.
If you look at the bottom right of the image, let me describe the image real fast for our audio listeners. It is 4 people in inflatable costumes holding up an American flag on
Ego
the
death.
big street of an American city. Behind them, there are people holding signs, and behind the American flag, there is a banner that says peace and joy, and there's confetti and stuff like that. Now,
Ego death.
Obvious AI signs when you don't look at just what is the clear watermark or the fact that the entire thing.
We have to
Number one, the frog on the right has
operate
it's a frog
outside of her
with 3
personal
eyes.
egos
Maybe he's a mutated frog like the mutated
to get
frog
through
of
this.
mutated fish of the Simpsons. Maybe. Okay, we'll pass that one. Great. The American flag is flying into the wind.
If
It
you
is flying the wrong direction.
feel like you know better than somebody, or you have to teach someone a lesson, or put somebody on blast,
Behind peace and joy, that is not.
check yourself.
No King's protest. There was no peace. There was no joy. The signs behind them, one says dance change. Another one says Judy now, and then others that says the whole entire uncanny
I live in a supportive housing
of it all.
program,
I had to.
and
And again, the people were like, "Oh, what's the harm?"
I've been here since 2019. Right. And the program itself is honestly the best supportive housing program I've ever been in. I'm going to say that. Solid Ground has been amazing. But they have also fallen into the industrial nonprofit complex, and people have fallen through the cracks. And during the pandemic, we lost a lot of staff, lost a lot of case management. Things got mucked up, and we haven't quite recovered. And we've changed property management, and families have started to get evicted. When they lifted the moratorium, families started to get evicted. and
AI, because again, the prompt is
I started to see cracks in that.
costumes, holding up an American flag like Iwo Jima, surrounded by protesters, and everything is peaceful.
When
And this will get pumped out. And Kara Swisher
I was
writes
living
notes. I
in
have many notes.
the Mary's Place shelter and things got really bad, I blasted them on social media and took them to task and like had everybody up the behind and like
As far as I know, as far as us reporting here on Tuesday, October 21st,
I brought a lot of attention to them.
these are still loud.
When Mercy Housing was being mean to us, I bring a lot of attention. I know how to work social media, but I did not want to use that ability on my permanent supporting housing program that has helped me so much.
Okay, yeah. All right, fine. All opinions.
But I wanted to. I felt like I needed to. There are many times where I felt like I needed to call them out for some things, and I didn't. Because I had to ask myself, what am I doing this for? Is it for personal validation or to help someone?
On social media, I live in fear of getting things wrong, which is easier than
And
to like repost something that is not real.
if I wasn't going to directly
What's the harm? I think you hit like
be helping someone by blasting them on social media, I did not. But there was a family that lived across from me for the last like 4 years that got evicted very publicly. And all their stuff was outside, and they had never caused the building any problems, and it was very that broke me.
Much like we were talking about with JD Vance and Reuters, as you see this directional split in age groups of what is.
And despite speaking at their gala and being used for their fundraising thing, I made the post. I said, "What the fuck? What the fuck is going on?" But I had to sit down with myself before doing that.
But like, what is that? Where is the acceptability of this going to be seen in the future in a world where not trust still exists?
That is, I mean, that's framed that in a really interesting way to me, because it's like
If you are
they almost have to, if they're able to pump out
calling out
weird AI
someone or doing
do you have to
work for the community
not just like kind of
to make yourself look better
holding up a mirror to what they're doing
or to,
I don't know. That's interesting.
Well, Bill, it brings me to this.
if you're getting something out of it, that's your ego. If I'm getting something out of making this post, it's my ego. But if I'm genuinely incensed that this is happening and I want answers, then get loud. But be strategic. You can be passionate, but be strategic.
They said they think I'm a king. We'll put me in a crown, put me in a fire jet, and put Kenny Loggins' Highway to the Danger Zone in the background. By the way, I forgot to mention that. Highway to the Danger Zone is playing in the background.
I was talking to my mom and saying that
Is that why you were playing it before the podcast?
I wasn't the No Kings protests look great, right?
Delaware County, Pennsylvania, Delco,
But what are we doing?
I would imagine 98% likelihood as long as
It's like nobody's getting arrested. They're not risking anything.
So that's just, it was good classic Korean karate. My instructor was an Italian from South Philly, and he played three
But you are.
over and over and over again. One was Outcast with the Alfonso of Baghdad. He loved that song.
In order
Rocky soundtrack. I'm dead serious. I worked out too much of Rocky.
to
And the last one was the Top Gun soundtrack. So when
get
I
out
was
of
thinking
this,
Top Gun, I just immediately imagine myself getting. I'm not
we will
looking-
have to practice radical optimism. We have to do something completely different.
It's a very specific thing, but that's the reason why I'm playing. Because I was like, no, it no longer is me getting the shit academy. It's me getting hooked on my practice. But this idea that social media does, and the internet does, our algorithm, they really like the childlike brain, right? They really like look at the things that are really popping all the time, and it's the stuff that seems to be in. So stuff that seems to be emotional part of your brain more than anything else, and seeing what is like
The No Kings protests were
they feel they're getting interactions with on social media, what messaging they think that
functional
all these
because
different things, and like as this person examples, I want to have to get to the bar, and I'm like, yeah,
there were millions of people in the streets opposing our current administration
I saw it in somebody with 7 kids, and I was like, you have it.
without
I don't know how to operate.
being
I can get out of bed. I don't know. I can go to sleep. I literally having one broke my fucking brain.
violently
Having the bar, my wife threw vegetables back there. But what the fuck
attacked.
are you talking? Like, there's so many things that result with life experience. Then you're like, no, that doesn't make sense. The whole thing about I don't want to eat vegetables. There are influencers out there who are their whole thing is like, don't care if they eat gay. I'm like, what?
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I don't know about that.
I was watching someone Leela some I forget, but she's a YouTube lawyer, and she was talking about tactical frivolity, using silliness as a tactic
No, listen, I love
to fascism.
I love all these things. I mean, now to me, it didn't take until I met my wife and she learned to sneak them in. And it wasn't until I was older.
Okay, Brussels sprouts.
Yes, we do want to burn it all
Okay,
down.
they got a rebrand 10 years ago. It was like we actually know how to cook these, and I was like,
Yeah, no, actually, no. We actually learned how to grow them.
But we have to do something completely different.
The Brussels sprouts that everyone hated, if you go back and watch some 70 Day Shades, like Brussels sprouts. No, they actually changed. They found heirloom Brussels sprouts. They grew them to be tastier again. The old Brussels sprouts tasted like dog shit. Like that was the thing. Is like Brussels sprouts used to taste good. We did factory farming and other things. Like we actually destroyed the taste.
We have to literally
like heirloom tomatoes or a different
laugh
flavor.
in fascism
My wife talks
face.
about this all the time on my main show, Too Many Tabs. Take a plug.
Stop and smell the daisies. Yes,
Yeah, there we go.
even in the midst of crazy.
It's the flavor of banana. Like, you know, you get like banana flavor in here.
Rest is resistance, young blood. Where you been?
Like, it tastes kind of. No, I mean, you like chew it. Like, it's a little bit sweeter. It's a little bit like that's a different type of banana. It's a different banana. Like, we have a different strain of banana now. Like, bananas have mutated over time. Like, the taste palette has changed. Like, it's one of the things about Budweiser. Like, Budweiser famously is like, we will never change this recipe. They even like cryogenically froze types of Budweiser to make sure that they always had it just right to like do all this different stuff. And it's like, yeah, but then palates change. Like, that's just what happens over time with society. And that's just one of those things. And it's an
They
interesting.
want you
I feel like we're doing too much. One, I feel
defeated
black is white, up is down right now.
and scared.
Brussels sprouts, even though they actually just got body snatched. I thought it was a turnaround. And then I remember years ago being pumped up So like that, when I found out that someone had been.
And if you want to be
Not strawberries, grapes, year after year, and until they can make it taste like cotton candy.
resistant to this regime,
And I was like, we've gone too far. I think that may actually be worse for me than cotton candy. Just eat
you have to be
Skittles, like a
fearlessly
full person. Cotton candy grape was my line.
full of optimism.
Like when I tasted the cotton candy grape, I was like, we gotta get rid of these GMOs, brother. We need to go back to the land. Yeah, that was my thing. Going back to the 12-year-old ideas about how
I you know what, I think
Now-
we're looking at it because I am acting like a 12-year-old around food.
yeah, we are. I mean,
I am a fan of harm reduction, and I know that fearlessly full of optimism is hard to obtain without outside assistance. So, with that said, whatever vice
I didn't know there was still
you need
but what was it?
I didn't know either.
to achieve that higher vibration during these times,
Aggregator, like BART or like drug report or something like that.
Yeah, just put them in.
They have
don't beat yourself up about it.
100%. But they still do have reporters who have press passes. They actually have White House press passes.
Don't beat yourself up about it.
And they have connections to the White House press secretary, Carolyn Leavitt. And a Huffington Post reporter texted Carolyn Leavitt.
We can't be fully sharp right now anyway.
Of the meeting between Vladimir Putin and President Donald Trump. And that's going to be for a peace conference for Ukraine that's going to take place.
Any movement is good movement.
The Huffington Post reporter asked them, is the president aware of the significance of Budapest? Quote, in 1994, Russia promised in Budapest not to invade Ukraine if Ukraine gave up their weapons that it inherited from the Soviet Union after the Soviet Union dissolved. Quote,
Don't stop for the what if thoughts.
that site suggested Budapest.
Don't stop to petty argue.
Sent by the reporter SB Gottlieb. And Caroline Leavitt responded to those series of questions with, your mom. She did, and then the White House, obviously, Chomsky also responded, your mom. Just straight up, your mom. Like it's 12. Like it's 12.
I was gonna ask,
SB then.
are things gonna be okay?
And Caroline Leavitt
Stop.
responded like a mean girl. Like straight up, like from the movie Mean Girl. Quote,
Like you literally have to be Delulu in that situation. Like you're gonna be alright.
You are far less hacked who nobody takes seriously, including your colleagues in the media. They just don't tell you that to your face. Stop texting me your disingenuous, biased, bullshit questions.
The voice actually like made it perfect.
That's how I read it in my head. But I wanted to, and here's the thing. The Huffington did not report that second response. They only reported that your mom did. And that shows you the liberal bias right there. Because they reported that your mom did part, left it at that. Carolyn Leavitt went, no, show the whole
Karma is coming.
And then she's the one who posted that herself. That is a screenshot from her own phone. We're in hell.
Karma is coming.
We're in hell. And once you realize
This
everything makes so much
chain of
sense.
events cannot
I think
last.
that- I think the
It
fact
can't
that
sustain.
Yeah, you're dumb. Sure.
Judgment is coming. Karma is coming.
Okay. Give RBG the $40 million. Hey, all right. Great. That's gonna bring up the price. No, I think
Justice is coming. Karma is coming.
in general, like, if it's-
In the meantime,
there is, I think that this whole part, I cannot see busy people how.
do not isolate yourself.
But like it's getting dumber every single fucking day. Tearing down sections of the White House to build after saying.
Take leaps of faith.
It said that this ballroom it won't ever touch the actual White House. They started tearing down the East Wing.
Come on, that's like a classic WWE heel turn.
I know, but he's always he's a WWE whole thing. So
What's he doing? What's he doing with an excavator?
Oh my God, Kenny! Oh my God! He's got the money in the bank. He's bringing it to Argentina, Kane.
That's how we're I mean, once again, we're in this place where nothing surprises me. If you said, yeah, I mean, this is a guy that I feel like it's talked about his face being on Mount Rushmore. Like, it's always, people are saying and stuff, but there's just no reason this would be surprising. This is the same bullshit. Yeah.
I think what it is though for me is my mom's a Catholic, right? So I'm a history guy. I like to read a little bit of history. Is anytime art gets built, it's never good, Phil. It's never good. There's actually so much behind the history of arts, and especially this specific style is called a triumph arch. The most famous one, most people know, is Arc de Triomphe, which originally Napoleon wanted built. It was later built after his death
Anyway.
by other people, during times when Napoleon
Got very
came to power, became a president, and then eventually became the emperor of France and almost destroyed his entire country in what many people would actually call the true First World War between him and the German Empire. But these are ideas. These arches are there because we want to be like Osman. Look upon my work. These look into this stuff. This is like dictator mega works, and that's where my brain is like, no. And we talked about a couple weeks ago, people being like, Taylor Swift is MAGA. Then
Moving on
more to Taylor Swift
from
that she's a Nazi. And people being like,
we're going to get over this hump,
I'm like, well, if you want to look at fucking symbolism,
but we have to help each other.
A giant arch at the edge of our
Mutual aid is going to be really important.
next to the largest
Get to know your
American
community, get to know your
cemetery.
neighbors,
I also just want to throw in there, I don't want everyone that's jumping on those.
get to know your
You're crazy, cast out.
local
there does need to be a certain degree of
food banks and
I see what
organizations.
you're saying anyway. I think that the rise of authoritarianism, the crackdown on people,
Yeah, these are all the same.
threat of fascism is making people crazy and lash out at allies or potential allies.
Helping one another.
It's part of the plan.
Yeah,
Mutual aid.
It's hypervigilant.
Mutual aid, community organizing,
I can't remember her name off the top of my head. She created this really
radical
great
optimism.
video years ago about the cone of conspiracy theories, and she talked about how this is part of
Radical
the rise of
optimism.
fascism, authoritarianism, whatever you want to call it. This is one of those.
That is
things
the
that happen
word.
when you start
That
to
is the term of the day.
because potentially
Radical
anyone
optimism.
could be turned or could secretly be working for secret police or the state or any of those different types of things. But the fact that the president wants to build this.
What's
giant
funny
arch,
is, though,
if you want to talk about symbolism, this
is that I had
a
to
symbol. And that's
pull
great.
cards and talk to
Let's go ahead.
my stream
I was
to
gonna say, I think they just went with that though, because he was
come
like,
to that
big gold
conclusion.
statues, 2
If I had not done
Well,
this,
originally he
I
said
would have
one of
just
them
sat
has
here
a-
and doom scrolled.
So one of the giants said that's a fucking troll.
I think
You know,
it's
So-
he said this site, and they've always wanted
Things
something
that pull
there.
you
Because
outside
of
of
Robert E. Lee, because of our heroes, which
your
Robert
brain.
E. Lee was buried in the United States.
Yeah.
But
Things that pull you
originally,
outside,
the there was an arch, but it was an arch to Ulysses S.
Have
Grant for defeating
a healthy
the
outside life.
and being the president of the United States, all these other different things. I'm just gonna throw Ulysses S. Grant over here.
Part of the
Just love that he drank too.
losing hope
I know you're down in Georgia.
is
I'm
being
it's not-
chronically
it's not
online.
that you hear. Not to make Ulysses
So,
S. Grant area.
I mean, I'm not.
if
I'm
you
not
are
saying,
a
people that talk about Civil War
content
history,
creator,
that's not the vibe.
No.
make the content, don't consume the content.
Well, let's talk about people who are talking a little bit too much in the group chats.
Hey, transition.
Transition. We're trying them.
Make the content, don't consume the content.
Multiple members of the Young Republican National Federation, leaders of the Young Republican National Federation,
And
had their group chats leaked,
being a smaller
with many of them
influencer,
saying
content
insanely
creator,
racist,
whatever
incendiary
is
things.
okay.
The big top line was, one of the
'Cause
I love Hitler, and another one of the cool quotes said,
watching
"I like
what
she, and she looks
chronically
Haitian,
online
someone from Sicily."
content creators go through looks like,
And this chat log went over 6 months.
of course you're going to lose hope.
You can all guess what the no was.
This was just a chat of 18
It doesn't look,
kids, I believe the event said.
That's exactly. What
doesn't
it
look as
said.
glamorous when you
And
actually follow.
You know what? Let's play just
these creators.
Talking about it right here.
Kids do stupid things, especially young boys.
I mean, honestly,
Edgy, offensive jokes, like that's what
being
kids do. And I really don't
notable
grow up in a country
or being
where
out
a kid telling a
is
stupid
not-
joke, telling a very offensive,
I don't know.
stupid joke is cause
I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm just talking.
We're all gonna have to say enough of
Don't know
this
what I'm
BS.
talking about.
We're not going to allow the worst
talking and looking
moment
at myself.
in a 21-year-old's group chat to ruin a kid's life for the rest of the time. That's just not okay. Like, we live in a digital world. This stuff.
He's arguing that thing that is.
There were just kids in the group chat, guys. It was just kids in the group chat.
He's arguing against cancel culture from 2017. Not
I'm like, a lot of what you're saying is agreeable.
They're just kids in the group
but
chat.
does not pertain to this
Oh.
situation. Like,
a lot of what you're saying is young people should be allowed to.
Let them joke. Let them. It's just locker room talk.
Is part of it. However, also he keeps saying 21-year-olds. Here are the names and ages of the
Except
kids
they-
in the young Republican group chat. Ready for it? Peter Giunta, 31 years old. Baby. Joe Molino, 35 years old. Child. Annie K. Katie, 28 years old.
that's little KK.
Alex Dwyer, 29 years old. William Hendricks, 24-year-old. Luke Mossaman, 24-year-old. Samuel Douglas, 27. Rachel Hope, 27. No one in this group has even 21. And so, yeah, he's being disingenuous. The thing that drives me
They're
crazy
late
is that
20s, early.
A lot of people were really stuck with the fact that
These
the
are-
young
these are-
Republican Federalists
these are
and
adults.
there's people in their 30s in it. And I do want to say, I don't like the both sides anything, but this calling people young and having them be in their damn near 40s is a both sides thing. Because the Democrats try to recruit me so many times to be a member of the Young Democrats or be like a young Democrat community person. Democrats do young people until 40. This is a I think young should be 18 to maybe 24, 25. Because if you're 18, you're a college freshman or likely a high school senior. And I don't believe a high school senior should be in meetings or have many things in common with someone who is 38 years old. Like, I don't, as an old man, as a 41-year-old, I can't tell you how often I'm doing events or talking to people, and I start talking to them, and then the age comes up, and I realize they weren't alive on 9/11. I'm like, I should probably walk away real fast. We have a different view of the world. You went to Zoom prom. That's fine. Zoom prom is great. People love Zoom prom.
Zoom prom.
I don't know how to relate to you. Like, I just don't, like, there's a certain moment there. And also, they need to be allowed to have the conversations about the things that pertain to them. Again, an 18-year-old or someone who is 18, 19, 20, they're in college, most of them, they're not worried about
I'm going
they're not- they're
to
still on their insurance, thanks to Obamacare. Their parents' insurance. They're still
make
on
myself some ramen.
They don't have the bills or the concerns of a life experience or any different type of thing, which is good, for one. They can dream
Yep.
bigger.
Come
They
back.
can see the world in a greater extent of like things that are possible without being dragged down by the reality of their life experience at that point. But number two, we don't need, it's just fucking insane. I just like, what? I don't know what my number two was. The president shit on all of them. That's number two.
Whenever I look at stuff like this, I get into a weird. Well, one, the first thing I thought was very progressive with them. So I feel like all these people identify as 20. I was like, that's very forward thinking. It's more
It's very cool.
progressive than my mindset. But two, when we get into these places, once again, it's like connecting to what J.D. Vance was kind of saying that there does need to be kind of I don't know what we would call it. It's like an half-life or what. There does need to be kind of room to be like, okay, you said some shit, you're past it, like you have life experience. You don't get locked in this space. You want to let everything kind of go. Okay, I'm saying, but I do think that with high-profile events like this, though I don't know how sticky anything is these days, you kind of get locked in to a certain age based off of what I've seen with people getting kind of canceled for having some sort of big controversy. You kind of get locked into that moment, or sometimes even degrade. There's a number of people I've come up with that, like, they got canceled, something happened, and they just, like, I don't know, like, became a lesser person, or like just fucked with them because it was like,
More immature. agree with you, actually.
Hey guys, we'll get back to the podcast in a second, but I wanted to speak to y'all day ones real quick. In fact, you're so early to this podcast, we don't even have sponsors yet, so this is kind of a quick self-sponsor. To remind you, if you haven't already, subscribe and follow Crashing Out on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and or Spotify. You're literally almost an hour into this podcast. That's like the equivalent of the seventh date at this point. But better than a date, it's free. We've got new episodes every Wednesday to kind of make the craziness a little more bearable. Oh, and also, share the podcast with anyone else you know that's Crashing Out. But back to the pod.
We're talking about stuff these guys have written going back 6 months. So April, we're talking about April 2025. And people who are currently leaders, one of which I believe is a state senator, people who work as staffers for older Republican congressmen and other different people. So these are people with power who are currently doing that in a private group chat where they're in this together. And this is just one example because while we were writing this episode, coming up with these topics, another group chat leaked to Politico. Because once there's, it's like a cocktail. Once you see one, you know you have more. And this one is not about somebody who they would call young. It's a man who is a current nominee for a political position nominated by Trump. A man named Paul Ingrassa, and he's been nominated to the office of special counsel. Now, I didn't quite know what the office of special counsel was, so I had to look it up. And the OSC's primary mission is to prosecute federal employees or officers who discriminate against employees or applicants based on race, color, religion, sex, national origin, age, condition, marital status, or political affiliation. They are investigated about coercing political activity of any person, engaging in nepotism, or engaging in reprisals from whistleblowing. That's their job. That's what this man is currently applying for the position to be cleared by the Senate, right? He wrote the following, Bill. Quote, I said we are making Kwanzaa illegal in the next Trump administration. That was the gist of my tweet. No, this is an Italian slur for black people. No Italian slur holidays. From Kwanzaa to MLK Jr. Day to Black History Month to Juneteenth, every single one needs to be eviscerated. And somewhere in there, he did get pushback inside of these group chats. It actually was noted when people read an article on Politico. He got pushback. Someone actually wrote in it, quote, Paul belongs in the Hitler Youth with Uber-Gruppenführer Stephen Bannon, to which Paul Ingrassa, again, a man whose job it is to make sure people aren't being discriminated against in the federal government, wrote, I do have a Nazi streak in me from time to time, I will admit it.
That's crazy. This is crazy. That's a special kind of racism. I was like, I haven't seen or heard that word in 32 years. And it was like some guy in New York shouting at a group of my dad's friends. It was like, what is that?
And you're talking about the Italian racial slur for black people. This is the word you're talking about. Not
it's like
pure.
That's also, I don't know what it is with the Italians and having just a deep set of their own, or I'll say our own, since I'm half Sicilian, racist or like bigoted shit. It's wild.
It's coastal. It's just coastal. And I mean, the thing that got to me actually is I had to look up Uber-Gruppenführer because I was like, why? How do you guys? What does that even mean? Because they're referring to Steve Bannon as that Uber-Gruppenführer is an SS like leadership position. Like, why do you guys know that? It feels like that scene in Succession over and over and over again.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it was a rhetorical one. It was a rhetorical one, Phil. It was a rhetorical one. But yeah, that scene in Succession, which is getting too much play. I am tired of living in America.
It's like when you meet someone that is the kind of racist where like you'll mention a country and then you talk about the specific areas. You're like, oh, people from, and you're like, oh, you researched your racism.
Yeah.
Like you're like, I want to get as specific as I can.
I had a buddy of mine born a very great comedian. He had a joke about he met a man who was so racist he hated the Welsh. They're ruining it out. Well, no, there is some like the thing. You go back in history, especially American history, and you go back to like late 1800s, like early 1900s. There's so much division when it comes around like Europe in that weird sort of way, where like as they're using like Nazi terminology, like they didn't even view all Europeans as one. And like this is the area where it gets fucking so weird. And I just this entire thing is the fact that we have two group chats of Republicans in leadership positions praising Hitler, declaring themselves Nazis, using racial. It wasn't just racial slurs, by the way. There's also a lot of misogynistic content, a lot of homophobic content, Islamophobic content. There was just like it is a grab bag. It was a COD lobby that's just in a group chat. And again, this is one of those things where we always kind of know, but it's crazy that we have the true proof of it in this sort of way. And
Do you think it actually is it going to affect anything? Do you think, or have we gotten past that? Because it's like the most that even with the young Republicans is like some people are like, this isn't right. Can we? But people are like, but can we focus on the other shit?
Yeah, exactly. Well, and that's why maybe that's one of the reasons why Trump started moving all over America. You know what I mean? Like, what is a distraction? What isn't? There has been, I believe a few of the guys have either stepped down or have gotten a like slap on the wrist. But it's one of those things we talked about with comedians doing Riyadh. How long do you wait? How long until this moves out of the news cycle and people don't notice it anymore? How long?
After all these weeks, I'm back with Bill Burr. He went there out of the good of his heart to bring comedy to the people. Dude, every time he talks about like what he expected in Riyadh as Conan, I'm like, this sounds really. I was like, I didn't have an image of the people there. Like you were talking about it, where like people are in the street shooting machine guns and like I was like, we're talking about the fucking regime there. What the fuck is wrong with you, Bill?
I know there's been so many videos and so much content around them in general, but yeah, Bill Burr's reaction in general, and also it's crazy because basically he's the steroid. It's like
I feel like he feels wrong. There's no reason where he feels wrong. And he has maybe enough in his account where he's like, fuck you guys, and stick with it. But it's so weird because it's like, dude, you're one of how many people, and you're the one that's now bringing it up again.
Yeah, well, actually, going back to what you just said a few minutes ago about the when you get canceled or whatever, and have this pile on, and they start doubling down on it. I keep thinking back to Chappelle and the trans
You
channel.
get 3 trans specials in a row. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's just this double down. Oh, it's Kevin Sorbo. He made 5 mythicals. that joke is for like 3 people.
It went over my head.
It's fine. It's a not great movie that I've watched too many of. That he produces, and it's Kevin Sorbo. Honestly, what sucks is like Hercules, the original. You ever watching the Xena?
I remember watching it as a kid, like that, and what was that Clint Eastwood show? It was Clint Eastwood, I'm sorry. I thought Karate Redhead.
Karate Redhead. The legend continues.
No, it was a sheriff, and we're gonna
Bristol
find
County
this
too.
out. No, it's
with Bruce County.
the guy that did this.
Oh, Chuck Norris. Okay. I don't think Chuck Norris is a redhead. I guess he is because he's strawberry blonde. Get in the comments. Tell us whether or not Chuck Norris.
Maybe he's not white. Why
Look
he's
it
not
up.
white? I think.
Let's live in a world. He might be.
We live in a world where I can confirm something.
Yeah, but I miss being in a time where I go, and there was that Tom Petty song. You know what I mean? Like that's why I miss being in those days.
It looks red. But it also looks
It
brown.
might be. No, but it might be. He might be a strawberry blonde. He might be a strawberry blonde. I mean, listen, I'm not here. I'll never take away somebody's ginger card. I'm never.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
You know,
There's not many
I don't ever want to do that. I'll never come in and take away from somebody because I feel like it would be imprisoning them outside of the joy of being pale.
Well, you are one of the 3.
Yeah, that was going to be my pivot.
I'm just derailing everything again.
No, you're doing great. Speaking of being freed from a prison, George Santos is out, Bill.
Or if you're getting to this episode late, maybe Diddy.
I know. I think I've been writing about this online. I think he's building a Legion of Doom. He's building a rogues gallery.
Oh,
Trump
that
is
makes everything make more. Oh man, and at the head of the table should be the host of everything. He's that's the leader.
Well, in DC Comics, his name is Gentleman Ghost.
Sorry.
He's just there floating. I don't think he's building a ballroom. I think he's
So,
building your Darth Vader in it. From Super Friends.
I have
He's
ADHD,
rebuilding. He's not draining the swamp.
and
He's rebuilding the swamp,
I'm
there's a
pretty
big
sure
Darth Vader
I'm on the
head, and
spectrum.
This is where they're gonna edit in
And,
all this imagery for the
It started
YouTube
to
video,
to
and it's gonna be
hyperfocus
Donald Trump in a
on
green and purple, and he's gonna be yelling at the Joker. And then
when I'm
it's
going
gonna
to be
shoot
getting
big
my
fans. Your
disability
editors have such a
payment
hell of a time with this.
They're like, we're literally doing,
because
we have two double shows today.
because
Do it.
because
Do it,
because things are
editors.
shut
Don't
down
use AI.
and
Do it all by hand. Get it.
Please don't use AI. I know what it's.
Make a George Santos. Make George
I'm
Santos
scared. I'm
as
scared.
Cheetah from Wonder Woman. Because,
I mean, nowadays.
I saw
nowadays
what
back out,
the
you might
tarot
be able to pay
cards.
them to
What
get
do-
video and just do
What
it.
do what does the oracle say
honestly, George Santos, there's nothing. George Anthony DeValder Santos, if that is his real name.
about what to do during this bullshit?
I'm opening for Walter Masterson at Field of Comedy Club in Philadelphia on October 30th. And I keep thinking about this thing. Right? I keep thinking of the thing Walt said. Walt did George Santos. George Santos had a very short-lived podcast.
Your guidance is
between,
divinely guiding.
Getting kicked out of Congress and going to prison. He had a very short-run podcast. But Walt was like, it was the most heavily produced podcast he's ever been in. Like, he's like, they
It's
had
time
somebody
to
at the
tap
table, somebody spending
into
a lot of money.
a higher power.
With this thing on. They're spending a lot of money to do this podcast. And he's like,
If you don't believe
like 8,000. Like, it didn't really
in a higher power, or you are not connected to any kind of higher power,
You'll get this many views. And
it's
whoever
time
is-
to
whoever's
get
behind
connected
it
to
back
one,
there,
even
give
if
them
that
their
higher power
partnership
is
and
yourself.
great.
If your higher power is yourself, then you need to start honoring yourself as you would any other higher power. If you truly believe that you are your own God, as many other people, then treat yourself as such. Give yourself an altar. Adorn yourself. But you need a higher power right now.
Marjorie Taylor Greene down, who had like wanted, who was led with the president to do it.
Because
The Epstein stuff, but it seems like I think she's
if
still,
anyone believes that
there. I think it is as simple as you vote my way. you support
everybody is just out here like,
my way,
yes, we all have free will, but
but
there is orchestration, okay?
I don't know. I think
You can bend energy.
see him over the next 1 to 3 years because he, even though he is a clownish figure,
You go first. The universe will catch you.
a lot of spaces, and he's a quick learner. The thing that fucks me up though is not just his atomic
Do
sense,
things
but,
that you
what a fucking middle finger is to his victims. That
don't feel qualified
that
for.
we are Republicans. We
Volunteer.
are Republicans. And once again, that shouldn't even matter, but we have to fucking clarify that because he's made it so clear that he's fine.
Apply for jobs that you don't think you are qualified for.
It's the same thing as like when a judge rules against him, we have to be like,
Assume roles that you don't think you're qualified for.
We have to put that because it's like there's some people that are going to instantly dismiss it and be like, probably a communist judge.
Fake it until you fucking make it.
Yeah, anyway, so it's
Trump rents a man. Oh, that man is Thomas Massey. The famously not liberal poses with pictures of his kids in AR-15.
We have to all be a little bit delulu right now. We have to be the person that is currently in charge of all of this. The man in that White House is delusional as fuck, right? He got into that power, into that seat, by just saying, I belong here. He just walked in and was just like, yeah, sure. He said everything that he did or did not believe with his whole chest. Whether he believed it or not, he said it with his whole chest. And damn it if that shit don't work.
Any other presidency, this would be weeks long. I actually, as I was putting together the notes for this week.
Damn it if that shit don't work.
George Santos was pardoned. I forgot because this was like Friday night he pardoned him. And my thought process.
And then check on my food.
Not till Monday then, right? Because of like the weekend. And I remember there being some other things like this when somebody got pardoned. But also the part that drove me insane is that immediately George Santos got out and was like, prison was terrible. I'm now going to become a prison reformer. I'm like, no, you are now stealing the identity of Chris Christian. How dare you, sir? When Chris Christian was freed from federal prison for stripping off billions of dollars from people and banks, he also came out and said, I am now famously going to become a prison reformer. And it's the same stick. He's doing it again. He's already stealing people's identities. George Santos is not reformed at all. Well, Phil, what do you got?
Yeah, what an energy change.
Well, I'm sorry. I just was ranting about George Santos ripping off millions of dollars from people.
Yeah, no,
I think it was hundreds of thousands.
Okay, wait, so I'll as we're like winding things down, I wanted to know your thoughts on a thing that kind of blew up. We haven't even covered on the show because I didn't know how we would cover it. But a lot of people have been talking about YouTuber, Moist Critical, Charlie. He, I guess, turned his memberships off, his ads off. I guess you can't donate to him, and he showed his YouTube earnings, which I'm imagining is AdSense, and I don't know what all he has going on YouTube, but it was like over the lifetime, but really it was over kind of like the last, I want to say 5-6 years. I have to look at the chart again. He made $36 million, and everyone was like, holy shit. And then it made me interested because, you know, obviously it's the internet, so you have to compare. I've been doing this for 18 years. I haven't, according to my stats, I haven't gotten nearly that. To overshare just from AdSense, and I'm very, very, I have to go through the hoops, very blessed, very thankful. I have I guess it says estimated revenue of 6.6 over the lifetime of my channel. And so just multiples more, but I think that also speaks to like different business models. Like obviously he has stuff that he sells. We mainly make our money through sponsorships. I have no idea what that ends up being, but I was kind of blown away by that number. It made me go like, great for you, congratulations. Then I started revisiting. I was like, should the PBS change into just single story videos, like multiple a day? Because that's where. But no, I mean, I don't know. What threw me off was there was like this small group of people that were like, but I guess he was happy taking that. Like he was trying to turn it into a negative. Like he was more than happy to the $35 million to take donations or AdSense. And I was like, that's your fucking takeaway. I was like, oh my God. Anyway, so but it just that little, that was like a reminder that everyone's always gonna fucking take little shots, no matter fucking what.
Yeah, everybody's got a pocket watch on top of that, and it doesn't matter. Everybody has to have a take, but also more than everybody has to have a take about everything.
I
I
think
think that
I'm going to
he's probably
eat
the first person that I've seen
and then come
this
back.
publicly who's like this big, who was like, I made enough.
Yeah.
Like, like that's been a big thing.
Okay,
We've
love
talked
you.
about with Riyadh,
Bye.
like